So what we're going to do today, be able to angle a little bit. We'll see. Gonna need this guy, need this guy. Oh, I'm absolutely whooped too. Gonna need this guy. I can get it out. And that's all we need right now. Got Reus back here hopping around. What's up, Daryl? So, what we're doing today, we are going to make a tidbit pouch, a leather one. We'll stain it. And this is going to be my trade-off pouch. So we're going to have the big tidbits in this because it's becoming an issue. Not much of an issue, but still one that I would like to not have to screw with. When I'm out in the field, I've got several tidbits in my bag at one time, and I can never get them all out. I can never get the one that I need out. For example, if I'm trading off, I'm trading off of a bird or off of a kill, it's always a pain in the butt trying to dig out the big tidbit I got in there, my trading bit for the bird, because I got a bunch of little small ones in there too. So we're gonna make a new tidbit pouch. We're gonna do it from leather. This goes back to the whole discussion of is my voice muted? Here, hold on, let me fix it. I'm gonna have to get my little mount. We'll do something with this thing. Yeah, it's probably a little bit muffled though, isn't it? Chest mount for the win. Check that out. God, I love that thing. Oh. Oh well, it's in a better place. It's in a better spot now. So I have a few issues in the field that I think that I can improve on. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. 4.5. 4.5. And we're going to make things a lot better. I could run this out with scissors, but as detailed as I want to get with this thing, because I think we're going to tool it too. I think we're going to put some nice little tooling on it. I think we're going to go full bore on this and make something really nice. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, man. As far as the game file content and stuff goes, I'm still going to hit that up here and there, but currently with the way that YouTube is now, I've got to read more into what I can get away with now, because it's not as lax as it used to be. I used to be able to get away with murder, and now not so much. You got to be really careful, and especially on this channel, because I've got 2 strikes on this channel, so I don't necessarily want to ruin a good thing. So I've got to be very cautious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up the content on the channel, and then once I have so many followers and everything and do all that, then I'm going to open up. I'm going to move over to my other channel that has no strikes, and then we'll build off from there. But if you've noticed, if you've been keeping up with the game file videos, you'll notice that most of them are gone, and I didn't remove them. So it's kind of disheartening when you put all the work and effort into something, and then somebody just takes it away with a push of a button. That's hours and hours and hours of time that I've spent editing and working on stuff, and I have nothing to show for it. And it doesn't reach the people that it needs to reach, and I'm just out in the wind. And I just don't have that kind of time to waste. So really, it's just my dad always asked me whenever I'd be doing something, is it profitable? In this case, no, it's not. And I've got a lot of responsibility now. So as far as the game file content goes, I do plan on doing some. I have a lot of information to share with people that they're not privy to, and the game file community has absolutely no clue. I've never spoken to anybody that has came across what I have, and it is a game changer. Completely, it's going to upset the entire balance of the game file community. Some of the stuff that I've come across and figured out in the recent years since I've been doing my videos. Oh, what am I doing right now? So I'm making I'm going to make a tidbit pouch. So we're going to do a tidbit pouch similar to this one. But what this one's going to do is this is going to have all my trade-off pieces in it. So whenever we get a kill, I can just reach over into the leather box and get the big pieces, the big tidbit pieces that I need out. Because whenever I have this on my hip and I go in here, I've got all kinds of big tidbits mixed in with little stuff, and I'm sitting here digging like this, and I can't find what I need. And whenever I go to trade off, it takes too long. I want to get the bird off of that kill as quick as I can. The other page is the Bad Fisherman, is what I've got it listed as right now. But we will be that'll be rebranded when I move over to it. I'm using this page right now just to rebuild everything. you know, just kind of let people know that I am alive and I am not dead. There was a few of those comments on some of the old videos. Is he dead? Where'd he go? I'm not dead. Just got tired of I got tired of being the monkey, jumping through the hoops and following rules. I'm terrible at it, especially when the rules are in favor of, you know, one person or one group of people. You know, just because somebody don't want to get their feelings hurt or they don't agree with what you're doing. And in that aspect, YouTube has changed quite a bit. They're a little bit more lax on certain things, but with the game file stuff, they're still pretty on top of that. And there's nothing I can do about that in our current situation. So right now we're just getting this box cut out, and then we're going to do a little bit of fancy work on the edging. We're going to clean everything up. Then we're going to seal it. We're going to seal the leather so it doesn't absorb any nasties, because I am going to be putting a lot of nasty crap in this thing. And we're going to make it look pretty. Don't lose that. And sorry if I'm not getting to comments quickly. I'm just trying to get a good jump on this. We had 3 3/4. It's an odd measurement. This is too long. I took that all the way out to the end. So I thought that was looking a little funny. 3 inches, that's what it was. So we need to make a 3-inch mark here. Then we're going to run our blade across here. And then here in a little bit, we're going to feed the bird. All right, got that one. Do I want to leave that? I think I do. Yeah. Yeah, I want to leave that. I'm totally just going off, you know, I'm not even, I didn't draw out a design for this or anything. I'm completely just flying in the dark. But we're going to get a rough idea how this thing's going to look. I know I'm going to have to trim up these tops just a little, the sides, which is completely fine. I don't much mind that. I just wanted something that looked good. You know what I mean? Something to be proud of. Okay, so we'll have a little bit higher back. That's kind of what we're looking at. And what I'll do is this little bit of extra right here that I've got, I'm going to trim this down, but it's a little bit of extra flap on the back here. I'm actually going to take it and I'll add a cover onto this, and we'll put a buckle snap right here so I can just unsnap it and pull out what I need. I think that's going to look really pretty. Now we're going to clean this leather up. Oh no! There it went. Shaking too much, man. That's the thing. That's the problem. Got too much wiggles going on. Yeah, my buddy Austin. Cool. Here's something really neat. My buddy Austin that used to do all the videos with me, did my videoing and done a lot of the camera work for me. He's now an up and coming musician up in Kentucky, and he's gotten really good. He went to college and done all that, and he's if you look up Austin Fox, it'll pull him up. Y'all need to take a look. Y'all need to take a look at some of his stuff. He's good. He's very good. He never sung on the videos a whole lot because he was really nasally starting out, and then he got into when he got into college. I mean, he's done some vocal training, I'm sure, and done a bunch of really cool stuff since he's got out of college, and he's doing amazing. Golly, boy, that phone is just a wobbling. So all I'm doing right now is I'm cleaning my leather. I want a nice clean surface to work with. Like I said, we're going to do some tooling. I don't know how well I'm going to do at it. As a matter of fact, I might go get my buddy Paul, and have him come in here and do a little bit of tooling and walk us through on how he does it, because he is incredible. Yeah, I had a video on dubbing. It was not a good video at all. Yeah, everything kind of went sour, and I was in the being partnered and everything. I was like, I gotta get it out. It's got to go, you know. And I didn't have any more birds to trim. That was the last one, so I was like, well, it's fine. Just send it. And I got a lot of blowback on that one, which, as I should have. That dubbing box was a really cool idea, neat concept. Is it needed? No, you don't need that. Not at all. Once I moved to the new farm and everything, and we started the first bunch of stags we had that needed to be trimmed, I walked out there with a bucket of a 5-gallon bucket of water, my curved shears, and I went through there and I had 30 stags trimmed in I don't know, it was like 20-30 minutes. Versus on how I used to do it, you know, not so good. All right, so this piece is going to be up against my my body. So this is the one we're gonna want to tool. We're gonna have tooling done here. Let's see. We can do some designs here. I'll do like a floral. It looks pretty sweet. We'll have Paul pretty it up a little bit more, but we're gonna go. Oh, wait a minute. Nah, I'll just do it. I'm gonna freehand it. I'll hook in here. That's an ugly. I made an ugly. Make that go away. What I'm doing with the water, I can use the tip of the pen or the pencil and sketch out my design, and then if I make a boo-boo, I can fill it up with water. It'll swell the leather back up. Oh yeah, black shuffler, dude. Those were some incredible animals. They were absolutely sick. Well, I screwed that up. Oh well, I can come right up here. I'm completely just freehanding the crap out of this, and it shows. It's not looking too bad. I say it's not looking too bad, but Paul's gonna be like, "What the freaking crap did you do?" Not tooling that. Looks like garbage. Yeah, we may just take a shot at tooling this ourselves. Oh, he's outside right now. Let me go get him. Hold on, I was hurting. Hey, Paul. When you get done, come in here for a minute. Huh? What do I need? My chair? Is there something in there for me? What'd you put? Oh, did you? I'll take a look at it here in a minute. I'm doing a live video and I'm making a tidbit pouch and I'm about to do some tooling. Take my attempt at it, and I kind of wanted a little bit of guidance before I start smashing into this. Would you come in here and do like a little small tutorial when you're done? It's just it's small. It's small. I'm doing like a little small thing. Yeah. All right, sweet. Okay. Yay! We got Paul coming in. He's gonna look at me and be like, "What the shit? What is this crap?" I think I'm gonna try to freehand a bird on this. Oh, Red Tail got the shuffler. That sucks. Let's see. I'm gonna. God, man, this is gonna be tough. He might shoot me if I. Ooh, I'd really like a. Okay, I can do this. I'm not an artist by any means. Like I'm pretty bad, actually. I'm pretty terrible. Oh fuck. Okay. I meant dang it. I didn't say any bad words. Try to get some feather complexion in here. My God, dude, this is. Oh, I'm gonna screw it up though. It's looking really good right now. I know I'm gonna screw it up. I'm not that good. Down. Ooh. So we just need to do a sear. Beak. It's kind of looking a little bit more like an eagle than a red tail. But I mean, for freehand, I have thoroughly impressed myself. I'm gonna try to have all this. All this lined out before he gets in here. He's like, I really need to do some more practice. He hadn't done it in years, but he used to do it professionally, so I have a feeling that he's just going to be like, oh yeah, we can knock this out. No problem. That kind of looks like a vulture. Not gonna lie. It don't look terrible. It's not looking terrible. But it does look like a vulture a little bit. Wait, what is that here? Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, those shufflers would get a hold of something and they wouldn't let it go. That's what made them so good. But I say that, and they're also I don't like this. I need a little round ball is what I need. That was also their downfalls. They wouldn't let anything go. I think it's the eye. I think my eye is where I'm. Yeah, it was totally the eye that was giving it the vulture look. We're not after a vulture. We want a red tail. Kind of looks like it got a little bit of a gizzard. Yeah, man, it don't look awful. I mean, for a little tidbit pouch, that's pretty cool. I've got a little bit of dead space up here. I need to do a little something. A little bit of water. Gotta make sure I don't get in my stitching too. I'll put a little tree up here at the top, and don't you tell nobody that tree's there. Yeah, just a little goofy little pouch. We can do that. I got a tree. And a vulture red tail cross. It's the head shape, man. Yeah, needed to come on out. Yep, that fixed it. That's exactly what it was. Head was oh, don't undo all my work. There we go. That looks a little bit better. It was the head shape. I knew he was going to get it. Hot damn. Little feller. I know I shouldn't, but I might start tapping here. Let's see. So that is for backgrounding. This is the beveler. Need feathering. This guy. Maybe. Yeah, I could probably feather with that. Yay! I don't need to make decisions anymore. Okay.
Well, look at you go.
Yeah, right? I freehanded it.
Dude, that's the one thing I can do. That's awesome. I can fill that in for you.
I was hoping so.
Dude, that's perfect. That's the part I don't have the artistic
Neither do I.
talent for free. It's better than mine. I can tell that's a tree.
I just started doing a doodle right here.
Well, that's a good bench.
Yeah, I just started doing a doodle right here, and I was just like, you know what? And I was like, I think I'm going to put my initials and then put a bird head, and I was like, hey, I'll put a tree. I was kind of flying off the seat of my pants.
Yeah.
Do we stain before we tool?
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Stain is the absolute last step unless you're stitching.
Okay.
Let me make a little spot here.
All right. I was telling everybody, I was like, this is the guy. this is the guy.
So are you live?
Yeah, live.
Oh, so like anyone could be watching right now.
Anyone, yeah.
Oh boy.
Future wife could be watching. Here, I'm gonna set this over here because the table wobbles. So you're doing this, but
step uno. Hold that right there. Okay. Oh yeah, we're totally gonna do that. There's the three we bought. I knew. Dude, they're like the ultimate tools right there, man. That's most of it, or those three. I can have some fun with that. And that.
hey, you know what I can actually do? I don't have to hold. I can actually hold this camera.
Thing.
I did a thing. My bad.
That was not the thing.
All right, here I can actually hold this and get this crap out your way.
Yes, please. I need to.
It's like I need to organize. Since zero
Debris getting in your leather is another thing, so you always want to make sure everything's clean and clear, because as you are putting your hands and stuff, you don't want to get stuff in your leather.
Gotcha.
Got the spray bottle there.
Yep.
I'll have to adjust to that. I'm used to using a sponge. All right.
I can't believe that head turned out as well as it did.
Give me that a piece of paper towel, please.
Yes, paper towel.
Thanks, sir. Trying to do one-handed because it's stuck, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Ew, that's fancy.
It is, isn't it? Rias hates it. I need to get a regular spray bottle for her.
It's unnatural. It's too unnatural for her.
She is not a fan.
Let's start with your letters. Dude, you did awesome on the letters.
Thank you.
That looks great. Okay. been a long time. Sharp.
That's good, isn't it?
You want it sharp, but brand new sharp is really.
I'll smack it on that.
I gotta be a little. I gotta keep that in mind as I'm cutting here.
She hears us.
We're not including her. She's kicking up the door.
She kicked the door. How great. She's like, I hear you in there. Let me in. She is. She's right there at the door.
Oh, it was unmistakable. She kicked it like, hey.
Let me in. Anybody that says that that's not a pet, and I say it's not a pet, that's pet behavior.
Bird blows me away, dude.
I'll feed you in a little bit, Riz.
Oh, you haven't fed her yet?
No.
Maybe
She's.
you did that first.
No.
Too early?
Yeah.
Is it because of her current burn rate because of the weather?
Yeah. She's burning way too. She's burning way too slow.
She'll burn. Oh, that's right. She's doing slow, isn't she?
Yeah. She slowed way down. So you're just cutting the
lines where you want them to be and show, and it's a matter of getting the right angles, just like when you're cutting a piece of paper. You want to orient the paper so that it's easier to make the cuts you want to do. Obviously, you want to start in the corners and work your way out anywhere you can. You don't want to go too long with the leather dry. You can tell by the color.
Oh, yeah.
It gets anywhere in this range. I mean, you can feel it as you're working with it when it's really, really soft and when it starts to dry up. Even when you're tooling, you'll literally notice the difference. This what you got?
Yep. We got
might need to,
rubber and hard.
We'll need to upgrade.
We need wood. The other one's harder.
Rawhide is the actual tool. And the main reason for it is everybody's got, like, where my hammer's marks would be was totally different than my dad's hammer. It's like a signature. Everybody's got their own hammer.
Okay.
And the reason is the more you tool on the rawhide, you have like a muscle memory of where you tend to hit it, and it'll actually flatten out and be, and the rawhide grips this so you don't slip off. Huh. And yeah, it's a really specific and handy tool.
Just need to make me an Amazon list, and we'll cross-reference it over to Tandy.
Yeah.
And we'll get some good
stuff.
stuff.
That's a pretty standard at Tandy. You can even just order it on their thing. You're saying see if they have it on Amazon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm saying get it at Tandy. Just show me what we need from Amazon. We'll get
it's just a rawhide tooling hammer.
Yeah, we'll get the good stuff. So you don't even have to hit that hard.
No, it's very soft.
Huh. Yeah, I smacked the hell out of it.
Yeah. I'm also going a little easy because I'm testing the different sides to see which one's more effective. That's better. So if there's a kill-all trick to this, if there's one thing I spent the most time practicing, is you don't actually put your tool on where you're going. It's really hard to tell because it's just barely, but all my pressure is right here on my finger. The reason you want to keep it clean is because you will often put it on your leather there. But as I'm tooling, I'm hovering. I don't know if you want to get real close in there.
Yeah.
But I'm hovering just so. And there's a couple reasons for that. A, when you're tooling big stuff, it makes it a lot easier and faster being able to just glide along there. And the second thing, sorry, I lost my train of thought. That bird and all the jingle bells. He'll come back to me here in a second. I'm getting more and more focused on this. Okay, so yeah. So the other reason is if you hold it, and that's the other reason you don't want to slam too hard, is the key. If you want to get real close in there, you should be able to see that you can't really distinguish one hit mark from the next. You want a nice smooth. And the problem is if you go hard or if you place and stamp, is you can't control your pressure at all. So you're going to get these distinguishing heavy, low spots and light spots. So that's another reason you want to hover, is so that you can get that nice, even pressure. You want to bring the leather. It's a porous material. So you want to ease it down nice and evenly as much as you can, rather than and then trying to even that out, because you'll get high spots and then you just can't flatten those out.
Gotcha.
So that's the if you were to take one thing into leather tooling, hovering while you do your work is the key. And I can see I don't have the depth quite that I want for that 3D. So how you angle your beveled edge will ultimately determine what I'm doing. There is human error. Naturally, you're going to hit a little heavier sometimes than others, and that just smooths it out. Or you might get a little fast here and slowed up there, and you can see it. So you just kind of look at it in the light, and you can see the marks. And you just want to run it back over smoothly and evenly and see if you can't flatten it out, like getting air bubbles out of a sticker.
Gotcha.
And to start, since we have only just that little cut in there, I tend to start really high just to make sure I don't get into the leather and I'm right in that groove. And then as I'm tapping, I'll slowly bring that bevel down and level it out, because the more flat you get it, you can already see that R starting to pop now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it looks even better in the
camera.
It
Yeah, the camera's really pulling it up.
That's fantastic.
And that other stuff that we bought was sealer, correct?
The stuff to do two-tone.
No. That stuff.
Yes.
Sweet.
So this is intended for something else, and I know they have something specifically for, because when I was working just before me and my dad stopped working on leather together, he had mentioned that he found some stuff that was specifically for two-toning. But essentially what that does is it protects the leather. So that's what we want to do. We want to keep a bit of the leather. So if you wanted to do a two-tone, my leather's getting dry. Control with your bevel. When you're hovering, it's so easy to accidentally come up, and then once you make it, it's there. There's not much you can do about it. So when you're hovering, be very careful not to get into your work. Always try to favor this side and work in. And that's where controlling your angle will make the big difference. And that's another reason you start in. So you kind of, when you start in that high corner, you give yourself a bigger void so that you can keep to the edge a lot better without having to worry about that. But it's all just practice. What did you ask me? Oh, yeah. So what you do is you take a brush, you get just a little bit of it out, and you take a brush and you very carefully paint on anywhere you don't want the dye to take. And typically, depending on the level of quality and money and project that it was, anywhere between 3 to 5 coats for something like Lobos's name tag. And it really depends on what the design you want too, because sometimes it looks good if you let just a little bit of dye get in there and come through. It kind of gives it an antique finish.
Yeah, wear.
Yeah, it looks amazing. But if you really just want that pop and you want clean letters, then definitely going to go with more like 5 coats.
Gotcha.
And you got to let each coat like completely dry to the point you can't tell you put anything on. And you have to remember where you did and didn't go.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. And how many coats. I've had a couple projects like a belt, and I had completely, just for whatever reason, missed a letter. And everything died out perfectly except for one letter. It was like much darker, clearly much darker than the rest of them. And when you make mistakes on leather, again, it's like we had to call the guy, be like, so it's going to be about another 4 hours for that. Because, yeah, it's one of the problems with trying to do leather as people wait. It's, yeah, people want things now, prime now. But you know, with Amazon and Etsy and all those things, you can do custom orders. And the main thing is, if you're ever buying custom leather, it's expensive, but you're paying for something. If you were to stamp this, it's gonna fade. It's gonna, over time, it's gonna come out. Doing it like this, it will never change. It will be like this forever. Even if you strapped it to something and it got tons of wear and tear, it's still going to have...
Well, that's good, because it's going to be brushing up against a lot of briars and...
Oh, outstanding.
And a lot of weather.
Oh, is this your pocket?
Yeah, this is a new
sweet.
pocket.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a new little tidbit pouch.
I like it.
Since Zero ate the old one, figured... let's get a new one.
Oh, that's right. You never finished that story. Or I had to bail before you could finish it. So Zero ate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Snatched it right off my hip.
The part of the story you got to was, I went in there, he's being a dick. He thinks it's hilarious. I made a joke about hyenas laughing at you.
Yeah.
We all had a laugh, and yeah, I think something, the kids came out or something. I was like, nope, no, it's too much. But okay, so he ate it like a dick.
Yep. That's exactly what he did. Snatched it right off my hip and it went pow. I was like, dang. Really?
To be fair,
it had meat in it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I can't, I can't really say, shame on him. That was 100% shame on me.
Right. I think you both share a little blame in that. You can split it. Doing sharp corners like this is the hardest, because you tend to pitch to one side or the other as you round the corner. So it's really hard to do these without leaving a mark. And you gotta be more shallow with it, because if you do just a full sweep, it'll actually it'll stand out, because that beveled edge will become wider than the rest, so it'll look like there's a dot at the end. It's getting a little too hard. We need to get a sponge.
I was trying to think. I might have had one. I can't remember.
See, that's you can't control it with that.
Well, you can really tell that hour popping with that water gets on there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I would have botched that so quick.
There it is. Why can't I get rid of it? It was too hard. So that's another thing. If you're trying to do your leather and you're tooling it and there's a shape or something that's not, you may be out of water. Oh, I miss the smell. That wet leather as you're right in your face as you're tooling. Almost got a letter.
I'm doing good. How are you all? If anybody has any leather questions for Paul, now is the time.
I am often out of reach. I live under a rock and I'll be climbing under there again soon here. Look at that R popping, man.
It looks amazing.
My favorite thing about this is it just looks so raw and basic, and the more you get done, the more it just comes to life.
That is insane. So you use the cutter to go down the dead center of your design, and then you use the edge of the tool to just kind of curve one of those edges down to the outside of your actual design. Correct? Yeah. Okay. I'm following.
And that's what keeps gives you your 3D. So that's the other reason you don't want to go too deep is you'll have a nice beveled edge and the other side will clearly be like a clean cut. It doesn't look good. So you want to cut deep enough to get the texture to come through, but not so that first cut I made there is pretty deep. This R's a little bit like what I was describing, but that was like I was saying at the very beginning, so you want it sharp to cut, but you don't want it. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So always do practice cuts. Man, it's turned out really nice. I can do better right there.
Man, I just thought of something. We could modify a tattoo gun to do this.
Ooh. That might be good for like coloring.
Yeah.
I never would have thought of that. That's actually perfect.
Jesse said, "Hey, Paul."
Hi, Jesse.
I wrote Paul into coming and helping with a new tidbit box.
Well, him over there, he wrote me into it. Well, him over there, he wrote me into it. Rick and Morty. In the 6th episode. And for obvious reasons, A's, R's, O's are the hard one. You have to keep a pretty steep thing because you don't want to stay too flat because it'll transfer to the other side. Just the cut there. There it is.
No, he is 100% not my boyfriend.
Tried for years, wouldn't take.
Oh God. Oh, that's great. Oh yeah. Dude, that's gonna look so
It's
sick.
not bad for not doing any leather in fucking 10 years, 12 years.
10,
Fucking,
20?
it's been a long time. I ain't cut that W yet.
I can't believe how well I did on the bird.
You did really well.
That's gonna
be fun to.
I feel like I need to do the beak
cut
a little bit better before we get it.
No. I'll take care of any of that.
Okay, awesome.
You're just fine.
You're getting compliments.
This W is going to be fun to do. You made it really intricate. And I like that. That's going to be really fun to do.
We got a badass and great work.
Thank you.
Yeah, I had that thing in that bag. I had no idea what it was used for. Oh, and Jessie said it's really nice. She likes it.
What was useful? This knife?
Yeah, like I had no idea what it was for.
This is your main tool, man.
I had no idea what it was for.
Without this, you can't do anything. You got some false marks in there that keep tripping me up.
Yeah. So
Once
like,
I get it
yeah,
cut,
you can see where they're at. I tried to wet them and let it swell back up and hide them, but
I'll get rid of it.
my corner piece was
Once I get done with the bevel, you won't be able to tell.
I was like, maybe I should go over this with pencil first. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna go for it.
That's the cool thing about pencil. So if you want to do like freehand shit, then just literally sketch it out on pencil. Try not to go really hard. It will leave an indentation, but if you're gonna do tooling or you change your mind within a certain margin, you can hide it really, really well. Oh, dude, this W is gonna look cool.
No more hornets for me. I asked if I was gonna play with hornets again. No, I'm done. Too old for that crap. Spyro said, "You're smashing it. It looks so good." He's from Ireland.
Nice. I miss the weather in Ireland. Rainy?
Rainy, like always. Raining, always raining. So for all the new people that just joined in, this is my buddy Paul. He was a professional leather worker for years, and we were making a new tidbit pouch for Rias, and I was going to do the tooling, and then I was like, yeah, I'm going to ask him to see if he'd be able to come and do this before I screw it up. So I free-handed some designs, and Paul graciously came in here and was like, yeah, I'll give you all a quick tutorial on how to do some leather tooling.
It's fun to do it again. It really is fun and addictive. Once you start doing it and getting into it, it can be addicting. What it does to your body hurts. All the little micro things, like I said, the hovering and the leaning over. You have to keep your body so still and you stay so focused. It does take a toll on you.
Oop, you got a request. Jessie says she needs one with flowers on it. Done, he said.
And she can even find like a picture online that she likes and print it off, and I can use the paper to print and trace onto and get you can get quite a fair amount of detail.
You heard him, woman. Find you a picture online. You got to get your test done first before you start worrying about how you're gonna reward a bird. I need to get that light ring down here and hook my phone up to that light ring, and I can mount it onto the wall for when I'm doing leather work.
Oh yeah, and you can put it just
above
you, straight down.
Absolutely.
Always shift your work to the right angle that you need it at. It's when you try to get that little extra bit without turning it because you don't want to deal with it. That's where the mistakes always happen every time.
Any tips for leather work beginner?
Everything I'm saying.
Everything you're saying. Don't cheap out.
Patience. This is something that takes a very, very long. It is a skill. Anyone can do it, and I really mean that. I mean, anyone can do this if you have patience. Weston, for example, I know he could do this, but he does lack that bit of. This is not the type of patience that he has much tolerance for, and that is what would keep him from it, not the actual act of it himself. And once he sees me do this and he's got it, I mean, he's going to take off, I'm sure of it. But I mean, just practice. Get yourself a little chunk of leather. They have tons and tons of patterns at Tandy. You can even go into their catalog and they've got hundreds. I mean, they've got patterns that go back over the last 100 years. That Sheridan one I showed you at the store. I mean, God, that one's been around forever. Al Stolman, the leather god. That was like the king of all leather crafters. That guy it's amazing. I've studied a lot of his work. Tried to replicate a lot of it, but man, that guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was another.
I'm gonna step over here to the other side here, Paul. So we can kind of get in a little bit closer to see what's going on here. They're going to get in a little bit closer to see the tooling.
Yeah. My focus is literally where the stamp is, so anything else is just null. See, I can see right there, it's not as deep as everywhere else. I'm going to pitch that just so we can get that depth. It could be my first sign that the leather is drying up. Yeah. That's how I need to do it. I figured you out, squirt bottle. And there's tons of leather stuff you can do that have nothing to do with tooling. There's all kinds of leather things you can do. You can stitch, you can lace. In fact, if you do lacing and there's a specific type of interweave lacing, you do it around edges. You probably saw, if you had a dad in the 90s, probably had a wallet with a thick lacing around the edges. That stuff is incredibly difficult to do, and there's a huge demand for it. I personally don't like it because it doesn't last very long. It wears out, and the effort put in. But when people order it, people order it. We made a couple bike bras for motorcycles. They wanted this basket weave pattern. They were just, picture just these like fender covers for a motorcycle. So it's just little fenders. So, but they wanted like these little bits of leather with this basket weave, and that they insisted on that stitch. Like, man, this is gonna be out in the weather. It's gonna give like, no, we like the way it looks. Do it that way. We're like, all right. And yeah, I mean, they came back a couple of times. They came back to have it relaced. They drove all around the country. It was one of the nicest couples we had ever met. They were really, really cool.
And that's up at Knife Works?
Yeah. I was just going to say, I'm like, God, I was like 15, 16 when that's crazy. Yeah, right at the bottom of the waterfall. That's where they stuck us to do leather. We did really well there.
He's talking about having the patience. We wasn't even halfway done with the R, and I was already coming up with ideas to make it faster.
Little mini micro pneumatic punch tool.
No, I'm the guy, dude. I'm the guy. I can build it. I can definitely do that. If it's got a motor and some wires, I can make it do anything.
I don't think Wile E. Coyote ever had a partner, but if he did, it'd be much like you and I. Man, that W's fucking popping, man. It's awesome.
I was going kind of for the styling in Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Little sharp horned edges and everything. Thought that would have been pretty cool. And that is nuts. How that's jumping out like that.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it? Just that little cut and a little
taps.
Little taps, and boom, it just comes to life. I mean, it was as...
I'll be honest, I can't wait to see the tree and the bird.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited about this. I'm trying to think about... Oh, you've made it a solid. Ooh, okay. Oh, dude,
yeah,
that's gonna look great.
I thought ahead of it, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Most people wouldn't. Nope, that's dry. If you're tooling, I recommend like a sponge and a little glass of water, and you just take that out, wring it out really good, and it allows you to control where you get your leather, because there's no reason to... The water, if you do enough water, it will change the color of your leather. So you want to keep wet only what you're working on. I'm not liking all this water. You can already see the pattern starting to fade because it's like a sponge and it's not very deep. So the water is just causing it to rise.
That's just feathering. That's all I did there.
Yeah, but if you're doing like a belt or something, I mean, obviously you don't want to, wet the whole thing.
Right.
You want to do just where you're working. And the beautiful thing about leather is if you're like, you know what, I'm calling it a night, you can just leave it where it is. Let it dry, get it wet again when you're ready to tool. Again, you can literally just walk away from any step in leather project. Dyeing is such a short process. It would be the only step I say you couldn't walk away from, but it's such a short step. Very short. It's the shortest step, but the most anxious step, because that is the ultimate permanent thing, and it's real easy to get heavy spots in your dye. They sell these like artificial sheepskin cutout squares for doing dye, and I really, really can't stress those over those little applicator sponge things they have. And the reason is it allows you to control it, allows you to get a more even coat. And my favorite part is the sheepskin has these long hairs in there, so the dye will actually, it'll give like this very controlled, very light, like almost like wood when you have that natural wood. I mean, it comes together. I really enjoy the way this sheepskin. I was actually surprised to see that they had applicator things. I really wonder if they didn't listen to my dad or enough other people, because all they had were those little sponge things on a stick. And they're just awful when you're trying to control your dye. You'll get heavy dark spots and real light spots, and you can actually see the little applicator lines through your work, and it's just awful. So we found they had this big roll of artificial sheepskin, so we bought that. And we cut it up into little squares. I mean, I used to spend many minutes cutting up little sheepskin squares that were for dyeing. And last time we were there, they actually had them pre-cut next to the dyeing. So
if you had a fellow with Parkinson's just to sit there and hold that hammer for you,
that's it.
Oh man,
your wheels are still turning.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, man, Parkinson's. Get him in on that. That W is really coming out, man.
Yeah, I don't have the patience. I don't.
It definitely requires that.
It's not there.
It definitely requires that, especially if you want to get to a level like this. And I mean,
I would
like
love
I said,
to,
it's been years since I've done it. I don't really have the right hammer. It's really hard to control the. It should be a more. It's too soft of a punch. It should be more.
I can go get my metal hammer.
But then I'm slinging a steel thing. No, that's exactly what I was going to say.
It's just a little. It's an itty bitty little metal hammer.
Yeah, give me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, we'll try to set the phone up here.
You're fine. You're fine. We're making do with this. You don't have to.
Well, here, hold on. I'm gonna go grab it because it's there. Hold on, I'll be right back. It should be on my table.
Should be.
I lied. At some point in the history of me having that shop in there, I had a little hammer that I used for brads on gaff leathers, and at some point that is
You bumped me.
Oh, I bumped you.
Yeah, I got in the letter. Right there.
Oh,
See
hell,
it?
I can't even tell.
I can. Let's see if I can hide
He
it.
said I can tell.
Is that sucker? What spot? I can barely tell now. Yeah, it's just, yeah.
Ooh, I just realized that W is really close to that other design, isn't it?
Oh, you're fine. This corner keeps drying. I literally just wet it again and it's already... WR.
Nice.
Dude, that's awesome. How's it looking that?
It looks
that looks so
really
good.
good.
It looks so much better
It's
in
popping, yeah.
there. Can I go rogue with this?
Yeah, dude.
I want to background it.
Yeah, dude. Do your thing.
I want to invert it.
Yeah, dude. Have at it.
I'm gonna do a piece of that. You want me to do the tree next?
It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to tackle.
Let's switch what we're doing because the tree's gonna be basically the same thing, different.
Yeah, it'd be good. I think everybody's seen enough of the beveling edge.
Yeah, we'll do some backgrounding. So same start. Like I said, without this, you can't do anything. Well, that's doing it my way. Okay, that's gonna make it. Okay. Dude, you gave me fun patterns, dude. This is awesome.
Is that good enough for practice?
It's like a practice sheet. You were in school, they used to give you like a practice sheet. Basic little similar.
God, who was that teacher we had that was
Which one?
that always handed out the word searches? Shod. Mr. Shod. God. Oh wait,
wasn't he a sub?
No, that was before you. That was before you.
I don't think I had him.
Yeah, you had to take his class before you could take carpentry.
Well, how did I get away with that?
I have no idea, but it was.
Oh, because I was a transfer and I had already had several shop class things. I believe that's what it was. That's my guess. I got away with never doing a foreign language either, so I mean, who knows? Maybe they just dropped the ball.
They tried to get me to take foreign language. That was only required for, depending on if you took the trades route, you didn't have to have a foreign language. But if you took the scholar,
oh, that's right. That's how I got away with
they had
it.
two split ways that we could graduate. We took the easy way. Oh, she's getting grumpy.
I'm gonna say I'm rushing this a bit. She's making me anxious.
You may shut her up.
No, you're fine.
I can.
Let her be a bird. She has a right to be frustrated.
I can sling her some food in there.
Background is much more forgiving too, so anytime you're doing shapes like this, it's important when you're obviously going to need to start and stop at points, but like right here, it's begging to be a point if you're not careful. So I don't want it to be a point, so I'm going to round it and make sure that when I do that cut, I'm going to take advantage of this swivel. You can see how that swivels there.
Yeah.
If it's really hard to see in there, I'm going to try to round that out a bit. I got a little shallow in there. It's fine.
Great craftsmanship.
Yeah. It's not quite what I was going for, but Remember that curved edge, that blade? That's where a lot of this is coming in.
Oh,
it allows you to take corners.
All of that's starting to make sense now. Yeah.
Now you got the physics.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Smaller point.
Okay, I got you.
So does this work? Obviously. But yeah, if you want to get really intricate and really delicate work, they have a swivel tool that's got an edged blade on it. It's not flat like this one is, and that's the one you really want to use when you're tooling and doing intricate patterns like this, because that being able to tilt up on that edge allows you to really get those curves, and that's why I inevitably got a little pointed there. This thing is a little hard. And obviously there's a bearing system in here. They have a more expensive one, and that's what you're getting. A smoother bearing that definitely makes a difference too. So if you want to go pro and you practice and you're really good, you're ready to take it to the next step, that's when I would recommend that you get that other knife. And it is worth the investment if you're
It was really expensive, wasn't it?
It's like $60 more than this one.
Yeah.
It's up there. But I mean, like I said, if you do it professionally, you're going to make that money back with the first job you do. If you know what to charge for your leather. Leather should be, I mean, it's expensive. I mean, it's a lot of time, a lot of effort, especially if you get good enough at tooling things that is sellable. Like I said, make sure you turn that work into you. And I'm trying to make sure I don't get flat, straight cuts. I'm trying to curve, almost start at an angle and get the curve right as I'm getting where I haven't cut yet. Just point that off. You gotta kind of swirled around. I'm like, it's gonna be tough. But the limitations of this knife. Oh, dude, I'm curious to see it. I think this will turn out. I think it'll look really cool. I don't get the background stuff a whole lot as far as a main piece. It's as the name suggests, it's a background thing to fill in.
So instead of it being 3D like we did work the edge, you're going to take the center down.
Yes, I'm going to do the center with this guy right here.
Okay.
And that's why we wanted the flat, because you try to do an angle on that. There's one in here that's an angle. I don't even know why it's in there. I wouldn't use it. I can't think of the type of pattern. Someone may have invented something at some point, and they were like, hey, that would be handy if you had this at an angle. I'm like, all right. I have been known to do that. Leather's getting dry. It's okay.
And just so everybody knows, the super donations for this live will be all going to Paul.
What?
Yeah. Get you hooked up.
Well, that's fun.
Gotta help him out a little bit for taking time out of his day here to let me video him.
Dude, it's my pleasure. I'm having fun. I could care less whether you were videoing me or not. You could stop the video and let me off the hook, and I'd still be like, no, I'm not done yet. All right. That's a pretty good cut there. This is probably one of the hardest, simplest things in leather to do, because you have to get it all down, but again, you have to keep it flat. It's like the same concept as your beveled edge, but exponentially. I mean, it's much more difficult. Okay, I'm glad we got the smaller one. So these egg shapes are for a reason. You can take your right in the corner and the edge there, and you can watch that sharp corner.
Yeah, it's just
that
water.
Allows you to watch what you're doing as you're doing it. You always want to be aware where that big bulgy backside is, though, because it's real easy. You can see it's wanting to close in a sharp point.
I have a feeling this one's going to turn out really, really cool.
Oh, it went too far. Oh no. Yeah. Whoops. There's sharp corners in there, really hard. Obviously, the tighter it gets, the more difficult it is going to be to pull stuff off.
Yeah, that was completely unintentional, by the way. For my design, I was kind of trying to keep it pretty uniform.
Oh, I like it. I like the design.
Kind of looks like something from Tim Burton, like a Tim Burton movie.
So when you're backgrounding, you want to take it down just below the surface, and you want to keep that uniform. You want to make sure you get your edges right. It's kind of like when you're coloring a picture, doing the edges first and then fill it in. And then once you got a happy area, you're going to give it a lot more pressure with your stamping. This is where hovering is really essential. You're going to add pressure and bring it down. Again, not too hard because you want to be mindful of those marks and blend them in. You should be able to, should look like a nice smooth field. It should always look like somebody had a very special tool made to make one nice little stamp out of it. But in fact, it was lots and lots of, you can see what I mean there? Like you can see the shape of that tool right there. You can see, so if you left that there, anyone could come along and be like, oh, I see how you did that. The goal is to hide that, add a little mystery to it. How do they do that? What tool do they use? I'm a little deep there.
That is crazy that leather's acting like that.
You can still kind of see some shapes. I went a little heavy there. The leather might be a bit dry.
That's sick. This is going to be the coolest tidbit pouch ever.
Oh, for sure. Oh, is that your tidbit pouch? Psh, that's cool. That's cute. Check this thing out. Totally missed that. This is a corner. So they make one that's about half this size. That's the one I thought this was, and that's why I love it, is because you can get right in there. But if you have a tight spot, you just want to act like a beveler. Do it just like the bevel. Get in there in your corners. And do the same thing to the other side. And you just want to slowly work it down. I'm being mindful of the whole tool, but the main piece, part you can't tell, is I'm always the main. That tip allows me to make sure that I'm not getting over into my letter or my pattern. So I will always keep that tip right on that corner, and then you just kind of use your peripheral to just line this up. And as you're tapping, you just kind of keep an eye on both. And you can see how you can turn this to where it fits right into the angle of what it is you're working on. This section is drying up really quickly. Okay, you always background to yourself because you can't see otherwise. It's too dry. I'm not getting the right pressure with this.
We've got that wooden hammer somewhere inside. I don't know if that would help.
Wood might be better. You have a wooden one?
Yeah. Jesse, do you know where that wood hammer is? She hadn't replied yet. The hell is that?
Probably a fucking stink bug. They've been everywhere in my room.
Dude, I do not like stink bugs.
No.
That's if there's ever a bug that I hate.
I'd forgotten about them. They don't have those out west. And if they do, they don't fuck you enough to.
Yeah, I can't stand a dang stink bug. It's the smell. Get it on you. Jesse said it's in her bag. So it's in her Tandy leather bag.
Mm.
I don't know if she's home yet.
Now that we're getting into the open territory, you can see. Not wet enough. With background, you can definitely tell when the leather's not wet enough. It'll just start making really. Yeah, we should be able to blend it in just like that.
How much would work like this be?
It really depends on the project and how much tooling is involved. So if I were to charge, I'm obviously out of practice, so I would not sell this for my normal rate. But if you were to get one professionally, if someone actually knows what they're doing with leather, I don't know the other variables, something like this, probably like 250.
250.
Something like that.
I'm in the wrong line of work.
It's incredibly lucrative, but it's the main thing is everybody wants something custom, and you start getting enough orders, you start doing really well with your leather work, you're going to get back ordered very fast.
She said a piece with her grandparents' name. How much would you charge?
Just the name.
You talking about last name or first and last for both? So I'm sure that would come into play. Yeah.
I think what we used to charge was like $2 a letter, but I mean letters. If you just wanted a name stamped, because Because unless you do letters like this, typically I just use stamps. The already provided one.
First,
I might have you make me some letters, some basic stencil letters, and draw me up some things like this so that I could copy them, because that's really cool. Those turned out really awesome.
she said first and last name and death date.
So yeah, that would all just be in the kit. So unless you wanted something like this, and again, I would need that sketched out on something. So you'd sketch this out or find a print online and print it, and you mail me that, and I can just copy that. It has to be at least any smaller than this, and you can see that getting in there with the tooling is going to start becoming very difficult. But definitely this size, it's about what, 3/4 inch to 1 inch, somewhere in there. Letters, if you just wanted the basic stamped letters, I mean, just a blank piece of letter with their name and that in there.
1 inch.
About 1 inch, okay, yeah. The ours a little taller than that, but so
Yeah, about 1 inch
for the high side. So yeah, 1 inch, that'd be easy enough to tool. Provided you have a stencil or have one in mind. You can mail it, email the thing, I can print it, whatever.
You just want a free.
If you want it tooled, that's going to be a full name and date. It's going to be a couple days. That would be a couple days. At least to do it. I don't know. I'd probably do that for like
just something that she could have in her wallet.
Oh, just okay. The letters would be way too small for that.
It'd have to be stamped letters, actual stamps.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. When you get that small, those little tiny stamps, they're crooked. They're high. They're low. It looks like a child came through and did them. There's no way to really do it where it looks good. We even at one point we had a set, and we went out of our way trying to. We had a whole map and key system, a whole notebook with those letters, which ones were high, which ones were low. We would get out a measuring thing and try to get them level, and even it would always turn out like crap. Something like that, honestly, I would find one of those 3D laser printer things.
Mm-hmm.
And send them the piece of leather that you want, and have them just laser cut that into your leather, because that's something you know it's obviously special to you. It has sentimental value. You want it to be,
could burn it.
You want it to look good. You can burn it, but you're gonna have to invest a lot of money into getting the what do they call the
soldering irons?
Yeah, there's a name for the tool that you heat up. There's an actual name for it. Branding iron is the only one that's coming to mind, but there's an actual name for that tool.
We got one.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, remember we bought it at Tandy when we was over there.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I must have been playing with the baby. Oh no! I did it.
You went to the outside.
I did.
I noticed that you were doing that. I didn't think anything about it.
It took me all the way to here, and I'm like, wait, that's not supposed to be it. Dang it! I thought something was off. I'm like, the way I had it cut, I should have had plenty of room to get this tool, and look, I did. I sure would have. But I mean, hey, it gets the.
It looks really. It still looks cool.
And you know what? There's most backgrounding. When you do backgrounding, you actually fade it in.
I was about to say, you can fade it out from there.
Exactly. It's exactly what you do. So
yeah.
I'll just do that. I'll just fade it out to the tree. I wonder if I could find a way to invert that, make it like a yin yang kind of.
I was thinking the same thing. Gotta love your brain.
Thing's got a mouthy after spray.
Yeah, Melody. If you wanted Paul to work on something, I would. What you could probably do is find something that you like. If you wanted something a little bit larger, for example,
keep in mind when I do projects, I'm usually creating something from nothing. So the more detail and the more thought out and planned out what you want it really does help. Anytime you're bringing something to a fabricator or a creator, a lot of people are like, I'd like something. I can make anything. So, yeah, really make sure you know what it is you want, how you want it. The more detail is always going to help. Even if you want the artist to do what they think is best and kind of, put their own get their own recommendations into it, you still want to give them a good boundary. Because perspective is a tricky thing,
and we've got some letters, and a little bit of designs. Of course, they have a million more on Tandy's website, Tandy Leather. If you go to their website, they got a ton of these this stuff. If you picked you something out that you liked, or even just printed something offline, he can do. So what he's doing for Lobos, my wolf that just died a couple weeks ago, he's doing a.
You have it down here? Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah, I showed it to him.
Oh, you already showed him?
Yeah, I already
I was
showed
going to say, I mean, yeah.
He's spaced out. It's going to be a nameplate that's going to go on the front of the shelf. The shelf's about this thick. So we're cutting a piece of leather out, just a long piece of leather, about maybe 2 inches thick. And he's going to do the stenciling in his name, and then we're going to put it onto the shelf. So, I mean, doing stuff like that, I think that's just absolutely awesome. If you want something like that done, but the really, really, really small stuff, if you're wanting hand tooled.
Yeah, if you want like a bracelet, I don't know, $30, something like that. Not a million bracelets. But anything tooled, you can see how much work and effort. And if I was going to actually charge somebody, I would make sure I've got tons of little imperfections. I'm really just having fun here, getting back into the groove. There's definitely a matter of tool quality. So if you were doing this for yourself or just want to do it yourself, start small. Again, get it down and get the quality. Let your own work and skill pay for your new tools. That's the best thing I can tell you. But my dad was a cheapskate when it came to buying proper tools, and I can tell you, hammer, swivel knife, beveling tool, there was a certain few that he and broke down and was like, no, we're gonna get you the better ones, because I can't sell your work when you use the crappy ones. So it's not my best backgrounding work. There's a lot of angles you can see. It's this, but it's the idea is you background it, and again, it gives you that pop, and sometimes it'll pop more, especially if you have the right kind of pattern. Had I done it in the correct area, it definitely would have been a big difference.
Do that side that way? Yeah. We'll figure out something. I mean, it's just a little tidbit pouch. It carries raw meat.
Right. So
I've seen people just use Ziploc baggies.
It's a tutorial. So yeah, we'll just kind of give both. See how it was. Okay, let's make sure. Nope, I was ready to do it again. Okay, yeah.
I'm terrible about doing stuff like this, because I'll start a project like this and I'll be like, all right, got to get this done today. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I want it all
yeah,
done.
you can never go into this with that unless you're just throwing something together, you're building a hood or something like that. But yeah, if you're doing tooling, it's patience is absolutely a requirement. It's this.
It's not hitting the way it's supposed to.
I'm in the right spot though, so that's too close. When you're doing these steps, it's very difficult when you are tooling to get cross-eyed as far as inverted, and like you can very easily start beveling the wrong edge or backgrounding the wrong spot. It's very easy to do that because especially when you get all your cuts, it's just this 2D, very poor rendition outline. Let me turn it okay.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
I can't get the even pressure with because the rubber side, the rubber part, it's absorbing, and you calculated that entire surface area of that rubber, it's absorbing, and that's gonna make it a different impact level every single time you hit, and that's where it's showing up here.
And that rubber, the rubber side works better than the
Was this the hard side?
That's the hard side, yeah.
And this beveling, it seemed to work better. Hey. Look at that. That's a little better. A little more control.
That's why I was slightly confused. Like when you're like, yeah, you got a metal. I'm like, why is it not using the hard side of the hammer? I can see how that would be like really therapeutic.
I never thought about it that way, but I guess it is. I mean, it allows me to focus, get my mind on one thing. I'm not thinking about anything else. Well, that's a lie.
ADHD.
Definitely that. Let's think about what Elon Musk was going to invent next. Let's think about.
Sorry, every time I laugh, I shake the
you
tail.
Got me over on the. I hate it. I'm sure all Weston's mistakes I can hide, but all mine is. I didn't get an even cut there. That's what's going on. Forced it already in there. We're committed. Yeah, okay. A little shallow.
That's my design.
With backgrounding, you go much, much deeper. And not having an angle like over here is far more unforgiving, as you can see. That between that and going much deeper into the leather, because you want it to stay that way for a long time. So you want to go deep, and you really want that 3D to pop. But the deeper you go, the more defined that these hit marks become. And that's where it's key to bring it down slowly and evenly, because when you get to where you want to get, you have a much easier time smoothing out and evening up those little marks. Get dry again. Keep forgetting that. Really paying attention, you should be able to hear the level of impact.
All right, so question, real quick before you get too far up in there. Can we stop? Can we do the switch over right here? And because I want to take this right here on up at the edge of this tree to make that tree stand out.
Oh, you want the background behind the tree? That'd look great.
Background the tree right there up to the point, and then we can do the, the divoted in right there. Just change over right here, and then that way we can throw a little bit of background right here and fade it into this right here, and then that'll make everything else stand out.
Yeah, if you get enough people that are interested, we can even take a step, do a border, and do a line of stitching. Get that in the tutorial if you wanted to.
That's what I was going to do. I was going to do stitching.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to stitch it together.
That's perfect, because that'll give us a nice boundary to end, because you can't background to the edge, obviously, because you're going to start slipping out to the edge. So we want a boundary. And so we'll take that groove tool we got there.
Yep.
We'll cut it right there. Just a little nip of the top of the tree. Nip of the top of the tree there. You can see I'm just getting in there. Getting my edge first, real light. Then I come back. Now I've got like an edge to actually hug. I come in a little harder. And you switch sides. Get your other edge. Mindful of your tool, its shape, and where it's pointing. Back to this side. Oh, I really wish I'd done it right the first time. Nah, it'll turn out okay. It'll look yin-yangy.
Yeah, I think it's going to turn out looking amazing.
I despise background. It's the hardest thing. It was the biggest learning curve that I faced in leather was backgrounding. I'm actually pretty happy with. I'm just definitely knowledgeable of aware of all the micro mistakes, but I'm impressed at how turning out all right. And you can see I improved here versus there.
Yeah.
So, yep, it's practice, like anything else.
Somebody's just gonna look at it and be like, "Oh, he just decided to put some goofy design right there in the middle of a tree and a chicken."
A chicken. I'm hoping it doesn't turn out like a chicken.
Right now, it looks more.
Yeah, as long as I follow your lead, I should be fine.
I think it looks more eagle-y than red tail right now, just because of the beak. I need to come down with the beak. The beak needs to be a little more hooked.
Okay, so I'll come in a little higher to kind of give it. I'll shallow some of that out to give it more distinct.
Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
see what you're saying. And I do not claim to be an artist at all. I'm not. That is not what I am.
Yeah, I'm a skilled tradesman, nowhere near an artist. You can freehand a pattern and tool it of the same, then you've got it all. Definitely dry there.
I can't believe how well that leather cleaned up when I cleaned it earlier.
I was gonna say, is this a new piece or is this the one you used?
No, this is an old piece. Some of that old tooling leather I had laying around.
Oh. Hovering, there's no way you could get this kind of control and evenness. I know you're brainwashed. You're picturing like a little mill stamp, aren't you? For like heavy duty steel and stuff.
Yeah.
Just scaled down, yeah.
Sucker is sharp, ain't it?
Oh yeah. There we go. And I could tell on that edge wasn't giving. It was staying up. So that's what told me that it was.
So are we going to be able to fade?
Deep enough.
Are we going to be able to fade over into that?
Oh, I went too far. Damn. I went too far. You should have stopped me. I get going, man. Yeah, let me stop. Yeah, let me try to fade it right here.
Man, you know what I should have done? I should have made that talons instead of just doing little swirls. I should have made talons right there.
Next time. Next one.
Yeah. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
My hammer got flipped around too. It's like I was doing well. What happened? I tell you, if you want to practice your hovering technique, beveling's the way to go. It's constant good way to practice. And almost like just working the air bubbles out of a sticker, just kind of working it that level. The leather will show you where it's uneven. That lamp is hot.
Is it?
It's making me sweat. That are the overalls. Not that angled. That's pretty good. I'm not going to overdo it. Dang, I wish I stopped. It's all right. What do you want to do there? Do you want to bring that around?
I think if we bring it up to, now hear me out on this.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we bring it out up to like right here, let me give me something to point with. My big old ass club
I can
fingers.
leave a little bit of room.
Well, what I was saying is
Just background
if
a
we,
little bit of it to give it the pop, and then just leave a small strip.
well, if we come up to right here,
Mhm.
we background up to this point,
Mhm.
and then we cut here and switch directly over to beveling,
Mhm.
then that right there will be the fade. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'll be the blend point. So if we background up to right
Yeah,
there,
I'll leave it a little offset to favor the.
Mhm.
Okay.
and then we still just do this cut right through here on the tree,
Yeah.
and I think that'll square us up. I think that'll balance out really well.
You want to bring it out and around?
Yeah.
We're gonna need this meow.
Yeah, I've been dying to see how this thing's used.
Oh, they've made that. It used to have a screw. Let's see. That's tight. Oh, there it is. So, not rocket science. Get the distance that you want. Put it. You want it tight. You don't want it to give. Is that the wrong one? Okay, that's tight. Okay.
Oh, he stands.
It's making me.
Oh, I don't have to do any stitching up there.
We're not gonna do an edge.
I'm gonna do edging up the sides.
If you want me to background here and around, I need a border.
Yeah. Stitching's
Okay.
gonna be going down the sides, 100%.
Okay. But not up here? Okay, so I won't do one up here.
Yeah, I was just gonna run the trimmer. We're making a tidbit pouch. So it's going to hold little pieces of meat for Rias.
That's good. Exacto knife.
It was sitting up here.
Right there. You want as straight of an edge as possible if you're ever doing this. Putting a groove in here. This is one of those things, if you mess up, you can throw a lot of hard work out the window. Not careful where you flipping your hand, you can slice your finger open on the blade too. That got me.
That thing fell out on me earlier. I'll just wait till we get done with it. It'll be, this will be slick. This is going to be really cool.
Can we do just a line?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Good, 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 good. You can see right there. So it's got a little excess. That's what I'm getting rid of. Because your guide is the actual tool there. So if it's not flat, it'll push you, and this is actually cutting a groove in the leather. So if it's not smooth and it skips or angles, it'll show.
I appreciate it, Melody. Melody. My tongue ring got in the way.
This is what I needed. Getting anywhere with that stone. There we go. Now we're cooking. Where's your scissors?
Right here.
Take it off, but you can't put it back. So you can totally use this tool as just a pattern border creator. Ooh, careful. But ideally, this gives you a groove to run your bead of stitching so that it doesn't protrude. Your stitching's not up because whatever you have your stitching on will rub. So this gives it a little groove to set down, and it'll make your stitching last longer, and it'll help you make it look better too. That's what's going on. Let me cut this side. What's pushing me off the edge? Thank you. There we go. So just let it be straight. Corners are obviously the hardest thing to do with this because you don't have an edge. You literally have to try to put enough pressure to cut it, but you have to use your finger as the guiding edge. What's really easy to do is to put too much pressure and slip off, and then you put that gouge in there, and then it's there forever. That's pretty good. See what that does? Makes it pop. I should get that corner first. What were we doing? Tree?
Yeah, we're treeing. Doing a tree.
Yeah, that's right. I needed a border.
Doing a tree.
I'm getting another paper towel. It's sweating all over the place over there.
Oh.
I don't like that on the wood.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to feed the birdie too.
This would be a great stopping point if you wanted to stop here. You don't have to, but
I mean, we can keep going. That's fine. I mean, I'm on your time, brother. I just appreciate the help. I mean, I can feed her real quick. I mean, I don't need to interfere with you.
oh, that's right. I'm not in the way.
No.
She ignores me. She's interested in
She'll be like, what's Paul doing? She might come over and say hi.
She does like to do that with me, usually down there. Why? Because I talk to her every day. Hi, yes, pretty bird.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to pause for just a minute on the tooling. We're going to let Paul get settled in over there. We're going to set up here and do bird stuff for a minute, because it is that time. We're past feeding time, and she is upset. Yeah, she is very angry. She's very angry.
She kicked the door.
She did. She kicked it.
She's like a toddler. Hey! Yeah, it's so cute.
Why am I in here and you're out there?
I'm gonna pop out for a minute.
All right.
If you're doing that.
Come on, sweet girl. Hi, baby. You hungry? Huh? You about ready to eat, huh? It's been a rainy day. Yeah. Hold on. 1070 today. 1070. Here, hold on, let's get the other marker. I know. I gotta see what time it is. Hold on, sit still. 6:14. All right. So you got 100 grams yesterday. You got 100 grams yesterday, and you were 70 grams. So you're burning about 100 grams over 24 hours. So we need to take you down 20 grams from where you're at. So you're only going to get 80 grams today. Yeah? I know you're really upset about that. Yeah, hang it over for a minute. She's such a good bird. I don't have any food yet, but you got to go wait in there while I get it ready. Come on. All right. Go wait. Go wait on me. Go. Go back. Go back. Go back to your perch. You gotta get your food ready. Okay. You want to eat? No, go back. I'm gonna pet you. Oh no! Don't do that. Go back. Down. Hold on a minute. She's being ornery. Stay there for a minute.
being a little bit ornery. So we're gonna get gotta get 80 grams for her today. Trying to figure out what was I cut off of. There's all my tidbits. See, she had deer. Yeah, we want to keep her on deer for right now. I don't want any weight surprises. So we're going to keep her on the same diet that she's been on. Nice big old hunk of deer meat. She is a red-tailed hawk. Oh God, I don't know if y'all can hear Zero out there. Jesse just pulled in. He's a singing. Listen. Beagles and coyotes.
He leads the orchestra.
All right, let's get back to feeding her because she's yeah, I'll get out there to him here before we get off. God, I'm getting good at this eyeballing thing. 78 grams just from eyeballing and slicing 1.5. All right, so let me see here. We're going to do a poll since we got a ton of people. Well, I say a ton. I'm not as popular as Paul, apparently. See, how do I do this? That's not it. Can I add something? Yeah. Here we go.
Starting a poll here. There we go. We got a poll started.
So if we're going to feed her off the lure, vote for whichever one you want. It don't matter to me. I don't care one way or another. Half a dozen of the other. I got a bad whiff of something there for a minute. Smelled like spaghetti. Got one vote. Nobody participating. We're going to have one person decide how we feed him tonight. Or her tonight. Yeah. I read Zero's name. Okay. A little bit of water in here. Let this soak for just a minute. Let's see where we're at. Just a normal feeding? Okay, I mean, we can do a normal one. I always thought the lure was a little bit more aggressive, but I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. Gonna give it just a few more minutes here. Boy, she is mad. She's like, dang it, Dad, come feed me. Oh, God. Man. Drop. Real pretty piece of meat. What is the lure? The lure is a mimic. It mimics a rabbit. So the way this works is we throw it out, she'll pull the strap in her the back, and then there's meat on the inside, and she goes to eat it. If we do a normal feeding, we'll be stacking her meat up. I might work her a little bit, fly her to and from the glove. Just let her work for her food a little bit. Might do something along those ends. But a lure, I'll throw the lure out and she'll pretty much feed herself. She'll tear it to pieces and pull her meat out. All right. It's good. Back in there. Just gonna check the weight of it real quick again. Make sure we didn't lose anything. Dead nuts. Awesome. Do the lure. All right, we can do the lure. So we'll put that in there. Gotta get this. Get the strap opened up here a little bit. Suck this down on there. So now we got our meat. We're going to tuck this little guy right here. Now when she goes and she starts pulling on this, flap's going to open up and she's going to, I might have to dump it out for her. But pretty much that's how the lure works. So we'll lift this up just a little bit. Alright, so there we go. Nice little piece of meat, and she's going to rip it out the back and then she'll go to work on it. And we can watch. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put my harness on because it's just not practical to do. What's that?
What'd you do?
Huh? I'm about to feed her.
Huh?
I'm about to feed her.
What?
I just now got her meat cut up and everything.
Prepping. That'd be perfect timing.
Yeah. As far as neat little pieces of equipment goes that I've bought over time, this little chest piece is awesome. $13, man. Amazing. Gonna put my little safety straps on here. There we go. Yeah, you don't want to do this with one hand tied to a phone. It's
Not a good practice in falconry. That's how you get whacked. Okay, let me check my phone. We're at 14% battery. I got a plug down here. We can plug in and let Paul finish up his his stuff here in just a minute. Okay, so we got the lure. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hide this. This is gonna go away behind my back. And she already seen the door move. Crap. Woohoo! Hello, birdie. You ready? Oh, she done knocked her little water perch over. You ready? Ready? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Get ready. Bunny, bunny, bunny. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
I think it's genius.
It is, isn't it?
It's so good.
Beat it up, Rios. Beat it up. There you go. Good girl. Want some help? You got it? She's like, it ain't spitting out no more meat, Dad. It's okay. It's okay. Look, there you go. Good girl. Okay. There you go. Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I have it? No? Okay. She's like, I'm keeping this. There may be more in there. I'm pretty sure you got them all, honey. I think you got it. I think it's dead. I'm gonna have to go get a tidbit to get her off of that. Can I have it? Had it? She's like, nah, I'm gonna take this thing with me. Good girl. Love your toys, don't you? Love your toys. Don't put it in the water, please. Let's not do that. It's already dead. You won. You ain't got to drown it. I'm going to go get a tidbit to get her off of that. Because she's not going to come off on her own. So we can just assume it's about 2 grams. Might have to trade her off of it. She don't want to let it go.
That's good though.
Yes. Yeah. She loves it.
She's doing all the same.
Oh look, she pulled the belly open. She pulled the buttons.
Hell yeah, dude.
That wasn't designed for that, but it works. How that?
She's treating it like
Good
a
girl.
She didn't want it.
Yes. Hey, Paul, open that door up and grab this thing from behind me. Please and thank you. Good girl. Good job. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, dropping your meat. Uh-oh, drop your meat. Get your meat. You're off. Sweetheart, you have my finger. There you go. She didn't even realize she had a hold of me. She wasn't squeezing tight. Come on. I know. Still happy. Good girl. There's my girl. There's my happy girl. Ready for bed? Ready for bed? All right, we got her fed. We're going to get back to Paul and his craftsmanship. Oh, hold on, we got to get at the bird up here. I'm going to have Paul kill a light. Come here, baby girl. Come on. Bedtime. Oh, what are you doing? Shame. Come on. She's all fired up. She loves that lure. She's like, I was playing, Daddy. Where'd it go? Hey, Paul, can you turn off that top light switch, please? Thank you. You're the man, dude. You already need to turn this one off, too. All right. Bag this. I got to plug this phone in.
Yeah, I heard you from up there.
Yeah, it's getting 17%.
Oh, yeah.
But we're at 14 now. We're getting pretty low. All right. This thing right here will I think this strap would absolutely just bust a phone if you let it. If you cranked it down, I think it has full capability to just crush a phone.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Well, it's an actual screw.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, dude. It's.
I figured they'd make that out of plastic. That's hardcore.
Yeah, dude. They did not mess around making this thing. You know what I get for this? $13. Amazon.
I imagine they go for probably 50 or more.
No, I mean they're pretty cheap, but I would not expect something that quality for $13.
Right. That water pump was $8. I can't remember last time I spent something for $8 and got as much use as that fucking. It could break tomorrow and I have to buy a new one.
I'm gonna reassume my position over here at the side. All right, and we're gonna pick back up where we left off with the tooling.
What are we doing?
Tree. And for all the new people that showed up, any of the super gifts for tonight's live will be going straight to Paul for his to fuel his artistic tendencies and all of his little habits that he's got.
I heard the cutest autistic joke. You want to hear it?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
It came from a dad with autism, and his son is also autistic. I think. I can't remember where I heard it. But I thought it was so cute. It was this little boy came running up to him. He's like, Dad, did you say I was awesome or fantastic? His dad goes, No, son, you're autistic. I thought it was like a really cute joke. I can't remember where I heard that. I picked it up somewhere. I just thought it was cute, clean. Oh, there's the trunk. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. It can't just be branches. And it's a bush. Here's your trunk. And this is the other... that other blade.
Mm-hmm.
What you do is you take that tip and you just right in there, and it would almost make the shape that you've already made. It's perfect for that. Where's that one I pulled out? definitely too big, though. Yeah, I'm not going to like that. Yeah, I'll just try to do it with this. Let's see what we can do here.
And it don't have to be dead nuts on the ones that I marked either.
No, I'm desperate need for that because I'll either overdo it or underdo it. It'll look so. I'm happy with that you made those marks. I might add right there. Yeah, that's what we want.
Yeah, it looks good. Okay, here's where my ADHD's
I
kicking
turned
in.
out all right.
We need one right there.
I was like, enough is enough, but no, yeah. And I'm like, it
We need one there.
needs
Like right in the smack middle.
there.
Maybe one right next to it.
Over here?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna overdo it.
You think so? Yeah, there we go. Now it looks good. All right.
It's a pepper tree, or it's an aspen or something flaky. Okay. Mr. Bevel. That's pretty like this whole. Why'd you put everything in containers? All right, let's get this. Let's try it. You might have better views over here if you can manage.
I tried your hands
I
in
was
the
gonna
way.
say, yeah, my arm's gonna be your variable, your obstacle.
And here I can lean down and brace against the table. I know you probably hate me for it, but
Oh, you're fine. The hovering is what allows me to compensate for a lot of that, actually. So there's another reason for it.
that bird is going to be next level.
I'm excited for it. Saving the best for last. It's gonna be tricky.
Mm-hmm.
The more you start to fill it in, the more that inverted brain trickery stuff will start happening. Oh, that's a really nice bevel. I'm happy with that.
Really nice tree.
It's a nice tree. Is your tree? It's a nice tree.
Oh, I didn't realize that our live restarted.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It lapsed. We were like, I think we came up on like 2.5 hours, and then it restarted.
Oh, so it probably reached a data cap.
I have
Started
no
again
idea.
or something. What platform?
Hmm?
What platform is it?
YouTube.
Well, how long has YouTube been out? Made it that many years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember. I jumped on like
Never been on YouTube.
they wouldn't let us. They wouldn't let us do videos longer than 10 minutes until you had so many views, which killed me.
Yeah.
I was putting out 2-hour long videos, and I was like, I can't put anything out.
where it gets tight there, I beveled that edge in, and then so I've already done this edge, and you can see by doing this bevel, it's pushed over into that. So what we do is you get both bevels that you want in there, and you really pitch it, and you come in very lightly, you just reshape it, and you even it out. Just get a high pitch in there, and then you can just even out that crest. That way it's nice and straight, and that's how you take care of that, because when you get in tight like this, you're gonna get that. I have run into that with the R, and I had to bevel it over just a bit to compensate for that. And same thing down in here. When I got that W, it pushed into the R. Actually, it kind of pushed back a little bit. But yeah, you just kind of push it back in there. But you want to finish the edge. You want to get the edge that you want. But then you can, it's very malleable after that. You just want to be delicate. Make sure you pitch it up really, really high, so you can get that angle. As cheap as these marble freaking stones were,
That's crazy.
don't chip out on it. Definitely get the marble stone. You want something solid behind it to absorb, or to create a dense layer for your tooling, or else it won't turn out the way you want it to. You won't get the depth or the impact with the tooling that you want to get. So they have them for a reason. Definitely get it. What was it? How much was it? 14?
$12.
12 bucks. I mean, yeah.
$12.
I can see in Colorado getting it for that, because it's marble everywhere. Okay, that's the tree. So let's... Oh, I see what you did there. Oh, okay. I wish I'd kept that.
Kept it what now?
You had the trunk come up a little more solid. Almost wide. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. I was trying to make out which lines, and I chose this one. And it just now, when I was looking, I'm like, oh, that's what you... Okay, nice. Now I could see it. My brain wasn't letting me visualize it before, but now I can see it. Probably because I got that much of it beveled in. Picked up my beveling pretty quick. Even getting quicker.
I bet there'd be a huge demand for Raptor wallets.
Raptor wallets. What's a Raptor wallet?
Doing tooling, putting some sort of raptor on the face of it.
Oh, the bird raptor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a dork, so I was thinking velociraptor. Naturally.
You can take something like that and take it up to
Oh, God, yeah.
the NAFA meet. Oh,
Go.
dude.
Birds on wallets are one of the biggest selling generic things that people do for wallets. So, I mean, yeah, doing one.
Yeah, but nobody ever has. They always have eagles.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
it's
to
always
do
a
one with
friggin'
an
eagle.
actual...
Doing some red tails and some
The
prairie falcons.
The trick would be
peregrines.
getting the detail in both the pattern and the tooling
To be able
good
to
enough to distinguish.
Yeah.
Because you nail that, then you've hit your market. You can get an owl. That'd be easier to distinguish. Oh, poor Luna.
Is that my Luna? She said, I want to come into the... Come on, love. You can come in. Always. You can always come in.
He's a pretty girl. Hi, baby.
Oh, rabbit getter.
Rabbit get her dinner.
Luna, what are you doing?
Checking stuff out. Looking for bunnies.
Yeah, she's like, hey,
She smells that meat, probably.
Make sure there wasn't no rabbits in here, Dad.
She either smells that meat that you had just had out, or she's figured out to check there first because it's a good bet.
No, I dropped a piece of meat and she was all too quick to help herself.
Yeah. Let's go check it out. It's a good bet. God, I love that smell. Actually, I like that. I was like, I went too far with that, but I actually
It kind of looks like you give it a ground.
Yeah.
I like it.
That was my thought as well. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to run that out. Yeah, that looks good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, that looks killer.
It's kind of the same concept I was talking about over wherever up here. Kind of got that same thing. So I got that corner the way I wanted. And then it pushed over, so I just reestablished that line so you get that texture again. You found one, you think your chances are good. Gotta check everywhere. Check the jacket. That's a good thing.
That's what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, I'm looking Dad's jacket.
Pretty sure there were tidbits in the shower the last time I was in there.
Was it really?
Up on the ledge, there was a couple like little chunks of meat. I don't know what else they could have been, but tidbits. And I've really racked my brain, honestly, trying to figure out how you got as far as the shower with tidbits in your possession. I'm like, oh, you must have had him in his pocket. Wait, no. You take care of that before you're in the shower. Wait, what?
No idea.
I don't know what else they could have been.
What has she got? She got like a whole bag?
She's searching in the bag.
Why not quit?
She's probably just guessing that they're in there. If that's close. So, this. See right here on the tree? You can see it better from down here. See this? Where it's peeled up?
Yes.
Nothing you can do about that, really. When you dye, if you try to mindful of it, you can get the dye to act as a glue. If you're mindful of it, to like go this way and just create pressure and give it a pressure, you can kind of get it to stick that way. But ultimately, that's just where it's a imperfection in the leather. It's an imperfection in the skin, just like we have in our skin. I mean,
Gotcha.
it's just whatever. So yeah, I mean, it's just the very top layer of skin is just loose, is all that is. So I'm gonna try to favor it down that way, and if we do hit this with dye, that'd be really cool. You want to two-tone it? That'd be sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
hit it with some dye.
Full start to finish tutorial. That'd be fun. We'll have fun with it.
Luna.
I know more than anything, it's a West tutorial.
Luna, come here. If you can't behave, you're leaving. Come on, you wanna go back out? Okay, well you're gonna have to stop.
I'm sorry.
I know. I know.
I was just, you see, what happened was...
I smelled something in that bag.
And the tree turned out. I like it.
I smelled something in the bag, Daddy.
I'm gonna try something here.
You know what I think she's getting? Some rabbit feet.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Luna. Luna. Said stop.
She's so Roman doing it, isn't she?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm happy. That's turning out exactly
Later.
like I hoped.
You want to get your nose popped? Hey. Psst. It's like a beagle. That nose will get her in trouble. Luna.
that's got the wrong side again. That does make a big difference. I'm just taking that beveled edge and just really high pitch, just barely getting in that that notch I cut to give it some 3D texture. Oh, did that turn out all right? It looks way better in the camera. Mm-hmm. It gives it like a more of a shine through the camera.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's try it. Okay. All right, you want to try to do the background?
I was thinking if we came on around here,
Mm-hmm.
kind of left a little bit of a edge defining the tree from our background filling here.
Mm-hmm.
If we came on around here up to this point, you know, right up here the edge of the W, right up here to this point, then that would solidify this area right here. That'll be done. And up here and around the tree. You see what I'm saying? So like if we took a knife and went right straight through here, we have background filling here, and then up here would be.
So you want to almost exactly like that?
Yeah, everything below your finger, right there. If we can
down
do it
into here
the
and
same,
everything.
Yeah, do it the same way that we did here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be cool. We don't have to. No, we can stay. We can stay like, you know, this corner.
Draw me lines.
Lines. He said lines.
There, the wet leather is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
very gentle.
You want pencil, or do you just want me to do a light scar marking?
And just a light. So yeah, it's gonna be permanent. So make sure you like where you're putting it. Yeah, give me borders. And I'll fade into that line, so your line doesn't need to be exactly perfect either. So.
Then here. Then pretty much this whole side of the tree, but we can define from here, just up in this area, and then so here and here, everything down.
So here.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
Yeah.
Everything down.
Mm-hmm.
And what about here?
No, line.
Oh, I see it. Yep, I didn't have the right angle. Okay. And then there's the line. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I don't think it'd take just a minute too. As much free area as that is. And I think that's going to help with the overall design of it. I think it's really going to stand out.
Yeah.
I've been wrong before though.
And we'll learn from it. You want me to bevel that and see how it looks and only background in the back of the tree?
Yeah. You think so?
Because we've got a nice line here. And if I just continue that background straight up behind this and then just carry it right here, leave this like that, and I'll come back and bevel that corner down, I think that'll look better.
Do it.
Okay.
I'm shooting from the hip, dude. You've got experience. I have none. I've got enough experience where I've gotten in here and jacked some stuff up.
Yeah.
So
I think it'll look good. So to transition from that, I'm just going real light on the bevel, and then I'm going to slowly sink it into my standard depth down this way. Just fade it into that. Oh, we're going to background that anyway, so that's fine. Down here.
No, did she just fart? Luna.
Oh yeah.
Out. If you're gonna be doing that crap, you get out of here. This is confined to space. We ain't no. I ain't got no gas monitor in here. Oh God, that's bad.
Yeah, leave that door open maybe for a minute.
Yeah, hold on. I got something better than the door open.
that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Oh God, nasty thing. She stunk it up in here. And dog farting. God, it's foul.
Turn that thing off for a second.
The
Just to get some fresh circulation
yeah.
air in here too.
Yeah, well,
That smells much better, but it is strong.
it is strong. Yeah.
I'm tasting it. Definitely an improvement on smell.
I was tasting the fart, so I had to.
Yep.
Yep.
It's funny, one smells dramatically better than the other. They both taste pretty horrible.
Oh.
What?
That was the
Did it cycle?
no, the what you call it? Compressor just kicked on. I might get a little nipply in here.
Oh, a little warm. I got all this layers.
So that's what I was curious about. If you could actually bevel after you've filled in, if you've done the backgrounding.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you just trade off, just like right there. Just slow transition. I could probably get a little cleaner than that. It's pretty close. That looks good. Water. Oh, and if you get a sponge, find one that won't fall apart really quickly. So those magic erasers might be really handy. I've never used those. Those
They got chemical
Those
on them.
weren't out. Oh, do they? Yeah, you don't want that then. Yeah, test around. Don't go cheap. Get a good sponge that won't fall, but they all will inevitably. But eventually, inevitably. But yeah, you don't want one coming off because you'll get the sponge pieces will actually get stuck in the leather, and that's the last thing you want. It's more of a pain in the butt than trying to get one of those stupid stickers that doesn't peel off right. Trying to get all that adhesive. It's as bad as that, believe it or not. Brain had a backflip again. Wait. Right. You can probably cut that off now.
Yeah, it's getting a little.
It's right at that perfect. Anymore, it'll
Yeah.
start getting cold. Right now, it feels just right.
Well, it's good to know that my AC is still working because I was starting to second guess it. I was starting to think that it might have just pooped out on me.
Yeah, if you had a leak, it probably wouldn't be able to do that. It was working really well. So.
I mean, I guess when it just gets hot, it gets hot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The AC does help, but it doesn't solve the problem.
Right.
Still freaking hot.
That turned out all right.
Yeah, that does. It doesn't look bad at all.
Yeah. I like it. All right, background. Here you are.
That is not bad at all for some hand doodles. I'm pleasantly surprised that the design turned out as good as it did.
Yeah. No, you did.
It took me like 3 minutes.
I could, as soon as I looked at it, I could see I can see the final stage. And so I was like, dude, no, that's going to look great. That's awesome.
No, Luna's got a rabbit. You hear?
I tell you, man, that one, I keep telling him. I've seen him a couple times. It's that same one.
I pulled in here last night and there was a big old rabbit sitting over there in my parking spot.
I wonder if it's the same one. He's getting risky. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, it's not the right place for you.
Yeah.
I think she got away from him under the shed that last time, but
Yeah, she got zero all
only a matter
fired
of
up.
time. They'll work in tandem with that bird, and fuck, that's so cool, dude.
Yeah, you no longer have to just run from the dog. You got to run from the bird too.
Right.
You got to look behind you and above you.
So I'm getting a lot of resistance there because I've got two beveled edges. It's real tight already, so I just want to get it more wet to help with that resistance.
Oh, I looked at the garage, by the way.
You like?
Sick.
Nice. Yeah, made a good push.
I was like, where did it all go?
Believe it or not, I only threw away like 6 things. That's just plain Tetris. Oh, there was a garbage bag in the back of my truck, but it's hardly filled, so it wasn't as bad. It's just, yeah, it was just,
That's crazy.
it was just out. Everything was out and in the way, and there was so much. I think the doors were open a few times when the guys were mowing, and it blew. That grass was all the way in the back.
That's bedding for the snake.
If you mean that it's outside, then yes. What was those setups, those bits that Pollard used to do? It was like, if you get the the inclination, the feeling, the will, as it were. Like he would go on these things. He was about ready to be incredibly sarcastic about don't be stupid, basically. He would usually say it to us when he was going to the office or something. If you get the fight it, that's what he'd say. If you get the fight it, just fight it. Just you get the
urge to pull the safety back on a nail gun and fire it into the parking lot.
Mr.
Just fight that. Just fight that urge.
Fight it, dude. I'm haunted by the look he gave me.
That was great because I
was in school suspension, because I show up at school and they were just like right to the thing. I didn't even see Pollard since he left the classroom and put me in charge.
Yeah, put you in charge. Yeah, you're in charge, Paul.
And I hear the door open, and I'm just like, I could feel that it was him. And I turn around, I'm just like a dog. I couldn't even make eye contact. And he's just like, I had to see it for myself. And then he just left, and I'm like, silence the door. Ooh, that was cold. Yeah, I felt. Oh God, that. He was such an inspiration and he was just instrumental in my development. So to let him down was unbearable.
Pollard.
Love that guy, dude. As far as teachers go, I mean, you seen Mr. Holland's Opus?
You
ever seen Mr. Holland's Opus?
No. Holland's Opus?
Mr. Holland's Opus.
No.
Opus is like a choir, a band.
Nope.
Yeah, you need to watch that. Richard Dreyfuss. You know who that is?
I've heard the name.
Jaws.
Yes.
Okay. He's the sheriff. No, not the sheriff. The guy with the beard. The scientist.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I know.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, great actor. Mr. Holland's Opus is probably his best film. Arguably, I would say is one of his best films of all time. I mean, it's incredible. I can't even. I don't want to say anything about it because I don't want to give any part of it away. You need to watch it. It'll pull at your feels.
Pull at your feels.
Yeah, I promise it will.
Good news is I don't think the stitching on this is going to take very long.
Oh God, no. Hour tops.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
Anything smaller than a gun belt makes me grin. Dude, I'd seriously, when we'd get an order for a gun belt, my dad would just, I swear I just wanted to jump off a bridge. It was there. Oh God. It's like weeks of stitching, and you can't like take a break because you got to get it fucking done. But oh my God, yeah, it's horrible. But they were like actual like quick draw competitors, so it wasn't just like, I mean, they got to build from scratch an actual Western, like the movies we grew up with. I actually got to build a Western. I mean, it was a low hip pole because it was so cool. And we got to go see him use it at one of his competitions that he had. I think it was in Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg. I think it was Gatlinburg. Where do they do the shooting competitions?
It was in Pigeon Forge.
But yeah, man, that guy was super cool. That was a super fun project. That particular one I'm thinking of was, it was the only one we tooled. Thank God most of them were just plain leather. Most people couldn't afford those. Those went crazy expensive. I don't even remember what my dad charged for those gun belts, but they were definitely 4 figures. That 401 we did, I'm pretty sure he charged like 8,000, 9,000, something like that.
What?
This thick, and it was all this floral tooled pattern, double stitch. Oh my god, that thing was beautiful. Beautiful. It was one of those ones you didn't want to let it go because you had invested so much time and energy, and it just turned out so dang perfect that I hated it leaving. I used to have pictures of a lot of that stuff, but I lost them over the years. Actually, I'll fade it out right there. That's perfect. That's good.
Luna.
That's what I know, Dad. That's what I do. That turned out all right, didn't it?
Yeah.
Energizer bunny squirt bottle. It just keeps on going and going and going.
It's what it's designed to do.
I'm not gonna. Oh yeah. I like that. Anybody even watching?
You've had a steady stream of viewers the entire time.
Interesting.
I say they got up to 90 at one point.
Huh.
But it's pretty well stayed. It was just now 80. It's at 71 right now. So it's kind of fluctuating in between there.
Oh my god, dude, look at the stick. That's freaking awesome. You're over here having fun.
branch?
Yeah, you were having fun with that one.
I am.
Dude, that looks
That's
killer.
it. Dude, I'm really happy with this pattern you gave me. It's really fun to do. It's like a coloring book, but for
Adults.
Yeah. I have ideas.
You have ideas.
Like a model, but like a leather model.
What?
Like a tool your own thing, leather model. 3D print of some pattern, Captain America or something. You get it, and it's got like a tutorial step for how to everything contained in one. It'd be expensive because you'd have to have unless you set it up to get your own hammer, get your own this, get your own that.
These are the tools you're gonna need.
Yep. Hope you got a tandy store nearby. Really, the swivel knife, these you can use something else. I don't recommend steel. It's actually too dense, or not dense, but I don't know the correct issue terms for it, but it just doesn't end up working. It's like it makes your leather bottom out too quickly, if that makes sense. That's the best way I can kind of illustrate it.
I got you.
You all right? It turned out okay. One thing I could do with that edge, if I was really worried about it, is cut it in there with that beveler or that backgrounder, and then just smush it. And that would take care of that little lip. If you were looking for ways to hide it.
I didn't even notice it. I'll be really
for this. Yeah, it's not a big deal
honest,
for this, but for anyone that ever,
I'm pretty
watch
sure
this,
that thing's
it's
gonna be slap covered in blood here and
oh yeah,
here, you know, within the next week. So
they can peel like skin does.
Mm.
That's why. So it can actually end up pulling up into the tree, and
ew.
yeah, and then you'll get this. You'll have a bit of this showing right there, and it'll stick out. So that's long term. Why that would be a concern in the first place is that's what can happen.
You had a donation, Paul.
What?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's super cool. You really, really didn't have to, but you did. And that's awesome.
I have no idea how to look to see who sent it. Let's see. I'm trying to figure this out. I have no way to know. It doesn't give me any.
Surely at some point or somewhere it would tell you. Maybe after it's
It's
stopped.
yeah, probably. I have no idea. Because normally they're able to like post up comments and everything. Just for everyone that knows, Paul will be receiving all of the super stickers and emotes and everything. Anything you all donate tonight will be going straight to this guy right here.
This area is trickier than I thought it'd be. I went into it like, oh yeah, this will be cake. Hold up, this is. I don't have an edge to go up to, so I'm trying to make sure I get it deep here, but I fade out enough into that groove, like so.
Woo!
Nice stick.
Yeah, stuck it. You're having a blast with that tree, aren't you?
I am, dude.
Dude,
It's really
it
fun
looks-
because it's small too, so it makes it challenging.
It's looking awesome. I don't know. Does that bother you? The pointy branch, or does it give it a little bit of character?
I think is a. Oh, I see what you're saying. A little unnatural.
Mm-hmm.
I'd clean it up. You can thin it out. I can hide it in the background. That's better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks a
Yeah.
ton better. This guy.
No,
See, I'm learning. I asked. It didn't matter. I don't care. It's one of those things I have.
it just adds to the
if
challenge. Now
I
I gotta,
end- if
now I
I
gotta
end up
hide
with
this
that.
cut. Yeah, I don't want that more wet. It looks way more natural now.
You just broke 100 viewers, by the way.
Cool. That this leather crafting would make a great time lapse video. Yeah. There's so much work. At least they used to be. I don't know if technology's made it super easy to do them now, but. Backed into it like a truck. Thunk. Sorry, buddy, hit your tree. Oh, that's hiding really well. Oh, fat branch. Yeah, it looked like a Doctor Who tree, didn't it? Not
Yeah.
a Doctor Who, but a Dr. Seuss.
Doctor Who, yeah. Tartarus.
Tartarus tree. I gotta watch those again. They're due.
They're due.
Mm-hmm. I haven't watched them in a while. And I needed to go deeper, much deeper. Crazy. Did I say tricky area? I meant it. Holy crap. Spongy here.
It's probably soaked up a ton of water being right there at that edge. Because I had
exactly what's going on.
I had
yeah,
that. I had that thing soaked before you got in.
What's going on? Another reason why. Yeah, because it's been getting wet all the time I've been doing it. That's another. Yep. This is down the road. Why you don't want your Yeah, we're gonna have to wait. See, it's not doing anything. See what I was getting here, and it's just not taking. So we'll have to let that dry. That's a good stopping point. I'm getting pretty tired. My hand's starting to cramp. Like doing the essays or something like that. Thanks for everyone that was watching. Hopefully it's helpful or inspirational to somebody.
I'm sure. I could probably go ahead and run out the stitching, pop the holes for it, and do all that, and then let you finish up the tooling before we stitch it up, couldn't I?
Yeah, you want to poke your holes before you die.
Yeah.
We didn't used to, but we learned pretty quick that that's.
We want to finish
step
this
you wanna
up
take.
tomorrow.
We can do it tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be perfect.
What time we want to do it tomorrow? 6
PM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound good?
That sounds
All right.
good. Oh yeah.
So everybody that's invested in this whole debacle here, 6 o'clock tomorrow, we're going to continue on the tooling. What was that? The little tooling workshop with Mr. Paul. And hopefully everybody learned a little something today.
Yeah.
Like
you
I said,
then you did all right.
all the donations and everything today are going to Paul. Can I cover the advocacy for the autism?
Oh, as far as mentioning it? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Are you good?
Yeah, I mean,
So Paul's autistic.
I'm all about mental awareness.
Yeah, he's autistic, big on mental awareness and everything. And this is one of his. He done professional leather work for years.
Mm-hmm.
And
growing up with my dad had a leather shop, and it started out with me just watching him and doing it, and I would show him, and he'd be like, "Oh, that's cool," and then finally I handed him a piece of leather, and he's like, "Shit, I could sell this. You want to come work for me?" So that's what got into it, but it was really good because I really enjoyed it. It helped me reach a state of calm, and it might be really. I know a lot of people that have hobbies and stuff. I mean, it's a dying art. I mean, nobody does this kind of stuff hardly anymore. Because there's a lot of time and trade and energy put into it, so there's usually a cost effect that comes with it, and unfortunately because of that, and our throwaway mentality for the last couple of decades is almost rendered it so. But hearing you talk about it, it's showing up, people are interested in it again. That's awesome. If I could pass along this to somebody and let it continue on, this is almost a dead art, so I'd love to see it live on, and
be a good thing.
And it's a handy thing, especially if you live and grow up on a farm or want to do anything. You can't. How many times have making something out of leather for you? I mean, come in handy even before.
Yeah.
I mean, that has nothing to do with this kind of thing. I mean, there's tons of applications for learning how to work with leather.
I make crap out of leather all the time. Not the quality that you make, but you know, I get by.
It functions, yeah.
I get by.
That's the key. So,
but yeah, I appreciate all the donations and everything. I will see to it that Paul receives those promptly, and we'll be back here tomorrow at 6 o'clock to feed the bird and finish up on the tooling of the new tidbit pouch. And really appreciate everybody tuning in and watching. And hopefully you all learned a little something and can take something away. Just so you all know that Paul didn't do this design. This was me. So all he did was follow the edges that I laid out. So this is
brought it to life.
Yeah, he brought it to life. So
I love those letters. Those turned out so good.
I do like the letters. I'm glad I
want you to make me like a whole stencil set shaped like that.
I can do that.
Those are really cool.
I can do that.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate everybody watching and tuning in, and I will see everybody tomorrow here at 6 o'clock, and we'll finish this up.